Hey there everyone, Hitesh here and welcome to another video of our Vue crash course. So I hope that you are following up and you have created the project. In this video, we're going to just take a look at an overview architecture of how our application looks like and just some minor tweakings here and there to understand the project better, but nothing rock solid here yet. We will be doing that in later on videos. So I will open up my VS Code, and which is my favorite choice of code editor. And I love it because I can actually code it out and can modify things whatever I like. From the console to all the colors, I actually love to customize it. That's why I love it. Still, if you want to use something like Sublime Text, hey, feel free to use that. No problem in that. Now notice here a couple of things. First and foremost, that our Vue application is being created and now it says npm run serve. You actually don't need to remember this command. In fact, in any of the application which is generated like this, you never need to remember this. Because in the package.json, these information are available to us. Here we can see if I say npm run serve or npm run build, these are the internal commands which are running up. So no need to remember that. Everything just says npm run and then the name of whatever it says. So serve will run this one. We don't have tons of dependencies as of now in the Vue. We have just the core.js and Vue. Vue can be made really complex by adding routing, by adding state management, but right now we won't be doing it. Taking the liberty that this is a crash course, we'll keep things simple. But surely it's perfectly capable of adding routing, state management, and even more onto the Vue. So it can grow up pretty large as an application. Okay. So this is all what we got. Let's try to understand the architecture of a Vue application. Vue has very simple architecture as a basic project. Surely it can grow complex. First and foremost, inside the public, everything is actually cooked up and is being placed inside the index.html. And only thing that you have to remember inside index.html is this ID app. So all of the project that you're going to see is going to be cooked up and will be placed inside this component or this div, which has an ID of app. Remember, we are having ID of app, not the class of app. So it's very important. Now this file, usually we don't touch it, but in this case, we are going to touch it a little bit. Basically, we will be adding Bootstrap in this project so that things looks decent, and we'll be adding some of the icons as well. I usually don't like to do it this way. My preferred way is to do npm install so that a local copy of the project is available to us and everything works fine. We never recommend, actually, it is not recommended to use the CDN in this case, but I have never seen CDNs being failing that much often, so feel free to use it. And I'll take the liberty of using the CDN directly. So later on, I'll come here and we'll add a Bootstrap CDN, but later on, not right now. Okay, so this is what we see in the public. Let's open up the source. And we can see it's a very small thing inside this. Let's talk about app.vue. Actually, not app.vue. First, let's talk about main.js. So main.js is a very tiny small file which says, hey, I'm going to create a new Vue application. Not application, a new object kind of Vue. And this is going to render a component app inside and will mount it on this ID app. And we all know where this ID actually resides. So as long as you're not changing the name of this one here, app, you actually don't need to touch this file ever again. Let's see what's inside this component of app. I open up this app.vue, and as I showed you in the previous video, it's comprised of three things. The first is the template from line number 1 to 7. The second thing is this script from line number 9 to line number 18. This is the brain part of the application. This is the part where you register how many components you are going to be adding up. And this is the part where you simply go ahead and say that how many components are loaded up, how many components are mounted up. And lastly, but not the least, is going to be the style. Now, style is a bit different, and there are going to be a lot of keywords you're going to be seeing sometime. Keywords like scoped and a lot of other things are actually here. I'm not going to go too much in detail of it, but rather I'll give you enough of the details to have it. Now let me go ahead and open this up, and you're going to notice something very strange here when I say npm run serve, and make sure you also do that. And we are going to open this up, and you're going to notice something strange between your file and my file. My file says hello to Vue crash course, but yours is saying just hello to Vue. So we're going to do that. And yes, I changed it. And that was explicit, it was intentional. Okay, now how are we going to change this? Now notice here that in the brain part of the application, we are first importing all the components, and then we are registering the components here, and then only we can use it. So we are bringing up this component here, which is hello world, which expects you to pass on an MSG prop or property, or just a way how we pass on the data between two things. So we are simply saying a message of hello to Vue crash course. Now go ahead and change this. Yours might be saying something different. So we're going to go ahead and change it together. We're going to simply say hello from YouTube or something else. As soon as I change this, you're going to see the changes are being reflected very, very quickly. And this is what happens in these libraries and framework, that the data mounting, and as soon as the data changes up, the remounting of the component happens quickly without even refresh of the page. Okay, moving a little bit here. Now let's go ahead and take down some of the things which might surprise you in the styling section as well. Notice here, if I come up here and I say that, hey, there is going to be something I want to say in the body. I want to say BGC, the background color. I'm going to go ahead and use RGB because I remember RGB, one of them is going to be 66. So this is a very common theme you're going to see. This is almost like a dark mode that we have created, but now you cannot see all the text. So obviously the next thing which you might want to do is add a color property. So you're going to simply say, hey, I'm going to add a color, and that color is going to be, let's just say Alice blue, which is a bit of a white. But this is where exactly you get your first surprise. You save it up and you see that, hey, nothing is actually working. The background color did work, but now this color is not working out. Why is this? Because there is a whole lot that we can understand in here. I will not touch like totally of it, but notice here when I add another keyword here, which is scoped, then things actually go a bit more crazy here. So make sure you take care of that, and surely it's going to need us a little bit of the more study. We will do that, enough of it. So this is what we got up here. Now I'm going to go ahead and remove all of it. Okay. Background color, this is fine. We're going to use that later on. This is all okay. Okay, moving further a little bit, we can see that we are loading up a component here, hello world, which is expecting us to pass on a message. We are passing upon, but what this component actually is made up of, let's go ahead and see that. If I open up the components here, we see this hello world.view. Again, every single component, no matter how big it looks like, it's comprised of just the three things. So we have got this template here, we got this script, and we got this style part here. So everything is comprised of these three things in the view. Now in this case, our template is actually a bit bigger, and this is the place we are actually displaying our message here. This is where we are doing it. So this is what we are going to be displaying, and notice here we have to mention this inside the brain part. So if you're going to bring up any component, you have to import it, and then you have to alert this guy here, export default, that hey, I'm bringing up a component, please be aware that I might be using it somewhere. Similar to this, if you're bringing up any property or props, you have to mention it that hey, I'm actually bringing up any property, so I will be using it up. And you also have to mention the type of it, not compulsory, but it's a good idea to mention the type. Similar to this, you are going to be saying that, hey, I'm going to be defining a few methods. So go ahead and add your methods like this up here. This is a very common thing that we do all around the places. So make sure you keep an eye on that. I'm going to remove this one here because we don't need it right now. Okay. Now let's go ahead and some of the testing work, which is going to be fun for all of us. Go ahead and select all of it and remove it. Yep, that's what we are going to do. Let's go ahead and at least write this application from scratch. We're not going to be touching the hello world. We just want to have a basic application. Save that, and we see nothing is going on up here. The basic. Even if I try to reload, this is going to probably crash or something. Okay, let's go ahead and write it. So how do we start? We simply go ahead and say that any application is going to have three components or three parts of it. First is the template. The second one is going to be script, which always need to have this export default. And the last but not the least is going to be going style part like this. It usually by default says scoped and language stylus or SCSS. Just remove all of it. We don't need right now. The way how it is actually autofilling everything for me, because I have installed an add-on of the Vue from the marketplace. And that is, I think, is Vueter. And I think, let me just see what is the application or extension that I'm using. So these are the enabled ones. Okay, come on. And let me just look it for you. Otherwise, yeah, there we go. This is the Vueter that I'm having. So Vueter is by Pine Vue. And again, there are many which are directly suggested to you by the VS Code. So don't need to panic up. It's going to pop up on the right hand side bottom. So it's going to give it to you a recommendation. Okay. So this is what we got. Let's see, and let's just write a simple h1 tag here. And this is going to say, hello from YouTube crash course. There we go. Let's just save it. And this brings us the stuff that, yep, it actually works decently fine. And let's just turn everything into the background color. So we're going to say BGC background dash. No, not like that. My bad. We need to set property on the body. My bad. So there we go. And we're going to simply say BGC. And that's going to be RGB again. And 66 all the way along. This is a very common pattern you're going to see in a whole lot of professional application. This is go for a dark background color. Now notice here something different here as well, that if I go up here this time and I again try to do a color of Alice Blue and save that, this time it turns it up. So what magic is going on? Now the magic actually was a bit about when we were using the component, we were saying hash and app and just something like that. So yes, there are some mischief things that keeps on going on, but this is what we want to keep it right now. And this is what our simple hello world and a default application of Vue looks like. We know enough of the detail about it that we can start and craft our application of to do based on this one. So let's go ahead and catch up in the next video and try to have more fun with Vue.